Hey, so welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking all about anxiety attacks, what they feel like, why they happen, and how to eliminate them. So let's not waste any time. Let's talk about this right now. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rubin and I help individuals eliminate their anxiety attacks, which is a very scary thing, right? Your mind and your body get completely hijacked and you lose your ability to be present and in your body. Now, there's nothing I value more than being present and connected with people, especially the ones you love, right? It's our absolute birthright to feel connected, to feel like we belong. We're social creatures. And that's why this issue is so demoralizing, anxiety attacks, because no matter how hard you try, you cannot get control over your mind and your body. Your mind and your body constantly get hijacked and you can do nothing about it. And so when you experience an anxiety attack, there's two components. There's the psychological and the physiological. In your mind in those moments, the psychological component, you might be thinking, for example, me, when I would speak in front of people and I would have these anxiety attacks, I would think, oh my God, right before, oh my God, I'm gonna be humiliated. They're gonna laugh at me. I'm gonna be absolutely embarrassed. I'm gonna get fired. These are the thoughts that were running through my head. And then also in the moment, I had the physiological or the component that was happening within the body, heart palpitations, feeling like I can't breathe, right? Even my mind would even go blank, completely blank in those situations. I would feel dizzy, confused. So there's so much going on in both the mind and the body in those moments when you're having these anxiety attacks. So no wonder these anxiety attacks are so scary when they happen. I remember feeling like I need to escape, I need to run. It is not safe. I had this sudden panic, this terror that would set in, and it felt like I was literally gonna die. That's how scary it was to experience those. Now, the thing you have to realize that during these anxiety attacks, your body is dumping all of these stress hormones into your blood. So cortisol, for example, adrenaline, epinephrine, it's dumping all of these stress hormones in your blood. And the purpose of these hormones is to prepare your body for battle. So for example, I used to train a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and when I would step onto the mat for competition, I would need that bit of nervousness. Why? Because I would need my heart rate to go higher a little bit. Why? Because it pumps oxygen, it pumps blood into my muscles more. It allows me to use my muscular system more, which I would need in the match, right? I would need to breathe a bit heavier because I need more oxygen. I need to take in more oxygen in order for my heart to pump that out to my muscles. I would need to breathe heavier. Another thing would be dry mouth. I would get dry mouth. You might experience that as well when you're in these situations. I would experience dry mouth. Why? Because my body would redirect the fluid from my mouth into allowing me to sweat more. Why? Because my body wanted to keep me cool and not overheat in those moments. So do you see how my body was preparing me for a battle in those situations where it was time to compete? Now, the issue is though, I would have that same response and to a far higher degree in the middle of a conversation. I wouldn't be able to carry on a conversation without feeling like I was having a panic attack. And it wasn't just a higher heart rate, it was full-on heart palpitations. It wasn't a bit of heavy breathing, it was feeling like claustrophobic, like I couldn't breathe at all. So my stress response was so miscalibrated that it was preparing me for battle, but to the point where it was a life-threatening one. And that's what you have to ask yourself. Why is your body preparing you for a life-threatening situation? That's the really, really important question that you need to ask yourself. And one of the key mistakes here is people, when they experience these anxiety attacks, they start to take medication, they go see their doctor, and they start to take anti-anxiety medication. And this is not what you want to do. Why? Because For every anxiety attack, there is a trigger. No matter how subtle that trigger is, there's always going to be something that set off that stress response. So you don't want to get overly fixated on the symptoms of that result from that stress response going off. Everything in life is cause and effect. And if you just focus on the symptoms and numbing out the symptoms, for example, with medication, you're focused on the effect and you're ignoring the cause. Deal with the cause and the effects will disappear. And I totally get it because those symptoms are scary. They're absolutely intense. Of course you want relief from them. Of course you want to numb them out. But let's say you start taking the pills, you start feeling like you're a little bit numb, you can handle the pressure a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you're ignoring the root of the issue. So for me, when I was going in and speaking in front of people and having these anxiety attacks where my mind's going blank and my voice is shaking and I'm having these heart palpitations, the fear or the concern was around being humiliated. An extreme fear or phobia around being judged, being humiliated, being embarrassed. That was at the root, okay? So I could have numbed out the feelings, I could have made so those attacks weren't so bad in the moment, but the core issue, the core fear of judgment and humiliation, it would have just manifested in another area of my life. So think about it this way. Let's say you have an engine problem in your car and it keeps giving off black smoke. And this smoke keeps discoloring the hood of your car. You could go ahead, you could put a nice coat of wax or this protective material on the hood so that the smoke stops discoloring your hood, right? But that doesn't get to the core problem with this, which is the engine. You're gonna continue to be paranoid, there's a problem under there. You don't know when the car's gonna actually break down. Just like me, if I don't deal with the core fear of judgment and humiliation, and let's say maybe I take the pills, maybe I feel good once, I feel good twice, I still am paranoid about those anxiety attacks coming back because I didn't deal with the core programming, the core issue underneath. So you don't want to be numbed out on the outside on the medication, calm and cool, but on the inside you have a violent storm, a war zone on the inside. You do not want to live that life of incongruence. You want to get down to the core issue and you want to be authentic. And isn't that the most important thing in life, is to have yourself? So don't wave your hands around in the smoke. Put the fire out underneath and rebuild the core foundation of your house. And if you found this helpful, I would love to connect with you. You can join our Facebook group. I'll link it below the video. You can come in there. I can guide you closer along the way. You can ask me questions. You can also build connections in there. Great group, a great community on the inside, okay? And then also, you can follow me on Instagram. I post daily tips, inspiration, and content that's just gonna support you along your way to being anxiety free. All right, so please use those free resources. Don't struggle alone. And if you found the video valuable as well, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, see you later.